On call. Thanks for joining us. Back in studio, Bob Whitley and, of course, Ben Whitley, both from the Whitley Law Firm. And this is an interesting topic, gentlemen, because low T, low testosterone, when you can't go but 20 or 30 minutes watching television today and you see an ad for it. It's all over the internet as well. It's all over everywhere online. And what we've learned, Ben, is that what we know now is that there are a certain percentage of men out there that really need this therapy, that they're affected by it. However, what we're also learning is that the pharmaceutical companies are marketing like crazy to everybody, and as a result, the numbers of prescriptions have skyrocketed.
Correct.
Right.
And the problem is that it's caused that risk for some of these men, especially some that are less age than 60, between 50 and 60, that may have been predisposed to a cardiac event, to increase their chances of having a heart attack. And the recent reports and the studies are suggesting that, and the science is now catching up to the marketing, and it really should be the other way around. And it's one of the things that my dad had talked about at the beginning. What is this all about? It's profits over people.
And Bob, the FDA, as Ben had mentioned, issuing these warnings as well. So we know that that's a serious situation when the FDA gets involved in this.
Yeah, it is. And Drew, it's way early in these claims, but in past claims that are similar with other pharmaceutical drugs, where there was this rush to profit, where they spent money marketing the drugs directly to the consumers, and they sold a bunch. Then they would find out that there were problems, and in a lot of those cases, they found out that the pharmaceutical company was aware of those risks and those problems, but just made a business decision not to share that with the public. And I think what they decide is, well, we'll just take a little bit of our profit, these billions of dollars in profit, and put it aside to take care of the lawsuits if we happen to kill somebody or hurt somebody along the way. So it's atrocious what they do. And I think if I don't think, again, we don't want anybody to panic, because so many people out there are taking the drug.
And you mentioned earlier, people that are, and they'll probably be fine, but.
Yes. But if someone in your family, a loved one, a spouse, or anyone you know about has suffered a heart attack or a stroke or some kind of cardiovascular event, and they're also on that medication, then I think they ought to have it looked into, and we can do that. It doesn't cost anything. We'd be glad to meet with anyone, get the information that's needed, and determine whether or not there could be a claim. And of course, if there's no recovery, then there's no attorney fees. The way we take these kind of cases is strictly on a contingent or a percentage of whatever recovery there is. So there's nothing to lose in seeing if maybe someone, if it's you and you're alive, have you been harmed by this drug that was rushed to the market because of its profitability?
And I think that that's an important point that you make all the time, is that all it takes is a phone call. Go to the website, whitleylawfirm.com. One of the attorneys will get right back to you. It's a free consultation.
It is.
And one thing, I've talked to some people that have approached me about these cases, and they're not comfortable with lawsuits. They're not the suing type, so to speak. One thing that I've told them is, this is how our system of justice works. But by you coming forward and being brave enough to share your story, at least first with us, and this is confidential, then you're making a stand so that this doesn't happen again. And that's the reason that you should be pursuing this.
Right.
Yes, you've got medical expenses because you have had the heart attack, or if you've lost a loved one, then the harm, you can't even put a figure on that, especially if they were a breadwinner. But, again, that's a wrongful death claim. But coming forward, being brave enough to come forward and to take that stand means that the next time that they're in that boardroom trying to make these decisions about the next drug, they will know that the people in North Carolina are going to hold them accountable for it.
This is a sensitive topic, and it can be very sensitive. A lot of men might feel embarrassed. They don't want to talk about it, but they need to know that they're going to be, any conversation they have is in confidence.
Absolutely. It's a confidential conversation. We're going to need to get your medical records, but again, that's all protected. You know, this is not something that we're sharing with anybody outside of the groups that we're working with.
Once again, if you've had any of these medical conditions that Bob was just talking about, just pick up the phone, call the Whitley Law Firm. You can go to the website as well. You can make a request to talk to one of the attorneys right there on the website online, and that's a great way to do it. We thank you so much for watching this edition of Attorneys on Call. We'll be back next time. Hope you are too. Have a great evening, everybody.